Welcome to AutoBig8, the channel where reality meets power, and where we take you on a journey into the most powerful machines, weapons, and technologies reshaping the world. Stay tuned, because today's story is one of real consequence, high tensions, and military might on full display. In a shocking and historic escalation, Iran has launched its first ever Khyber ballistic missile strike on Israel, marking a new and unpredictable chapter in the already volatile Middle East conflict. This is not just another missile test or regional skirmish, it is a direct and forceful military action that has stunned global observers, raised alarms in diplomatic circles, and set social media on fire. The missile in question, the Khyber, also known as the Khorramshahr-4, is one of Iran's most advanced ballistic missiles. With an extended range of up to 2,000 kilometers and capable of carrying a 1,500 kilograms warhead, this missile was publicly unveiled in 2023 and represents a quantum leap in Iranian missile design. Named after the Battle of Khyber, a symbolic moment in Islamic military history, this weapon is engineered not just for strategic defense but for deep, decisive strikes. What makes the Khyber strike significant isn't only the use of the missile itself, it's what it hit, when, and how. According to both Iranian military sources and unconfirmed satellite images analyzed by independent defense observers, the target was a high-value military logistics site near Dimona, suspected by Iran to be linked to Israeli missile defense systems or possibly part of a covert operations hub. The timing of the strike was also surgical. The missile was launched around 3:40 a.m. local time, minimizing civilian presence, maximizing surprise, and evading early detection by Israel's Iron Dome and David's Sling air defense systems. While Israel claims that its systems intercepted the missile midair, Iran asserts that the missile made contact and caused significant structural damage. To understand the full weight of this strike, we need to examine the Khyber missile's specifications. Range, 2,000 kilometers. Warhead weight, 1,500 kilograms. Fuel, liquid propellant. Guidance, inertial plus satellite, claimed SEP of less than 30 meters. Mobility, road mobile transporter erector launcher, TEL. Iran's missile program has been under scrutiny for decades, particularly since the signing and eventual breakdown of the JCPOA nuclear agreement. But this is the first known use of the Khyber missile in live combat, and it changes the strategic calculus not only for Israel, but for US military bases in the region and Gulf Arab states. Let's go inside the Iranian military command behind the strike. According to a recent report by Iranian state media, the missile strike was approved directly by the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, High Command, with Major General Hossein Salami overseeing operational deployment. The decision reportedly followed what Iran claims was an Israeli drone attack on its underground nuclear facility in Natanz, although Israel has neither confirmed nor denied involvement. The IRGC's aerospace force has taken the center stage in this evolving confrontation. Over the past decade, they've transformed Iran from a missile-deficient state to one of the largest missile powers in the Middle East. Their core philosophy is to deter and retaliate, not necessarily to invade or occupy, but to inflict enough damage to make future strikes against Iran prohibitively costly. International response has been swift. The United Nations Security Council held an emergency session just hours after the strike. The United States, United Kingdom, and France condemned the act, calling it a dangerous escalation, while Russia and China called for restraint from both sides. The European Union has expressed deep concern and called on all parties to return to dialogue, although that possibility seems distant now. In Tel Aviv, the Israeli defense minister declared that the country is now in a state of strategic alert. For the first time since the Yom Kippur War, Israel has mobilized several Iron Dome units to areas previously thought safe from long-range attacks. Special forces have been moved closer to potential conflict zones near the Golan Heights and Negev Desert. From a geopolitical perspective, the attack signals a dramatic turn. Iran is essentially communicating to the world, we will not wait to be attacked, we will strike preemptively if our sovereignty is threatened. This statement is backed not just by rhetoric, but by the deployment of a weapon that rivals anything short of a nuclear delivery system. Let's also take a look at the economics behind the missile. According to unverified sources and military analysts, the cost of producing a single Khyber missile is estimated at around $8 million USD. Compared to the multi-billion-dollar air defense systems they aim to defeat, it's a disproportionately cheap yet strategically potent weapon. However, the costs multiply quickly if you factor in satellite guidance systems, maintenance, and security for transportation and launch sites. Here's how it plays out from a logistics standpoint. Each Khyber launch requires a crew of roughly 15 personnel. Setup time ranges from 45 to 90 minutes depending on terrain. Once fired, the missile's hypersonic capability enables it to reach its target in under 10 minutes when fired at maximum range. The psychological impact of this attack cannot be overstated. Israel, despite its cutting-edge missile defense infrastructure, now faces a regional rival with demonstrated long-range precision strike capability. This changes how Israel must posture not just militarily, but diplomatically. Meanwhile, in Iran, street celebrations erupted in several cities following the announcement of the strike. Chants of death to Israel echoed through crowds holding posters of General Qasem Soleimani, the late IRGC commander killed in a U.S. drone strike. Government officials framed the attack as a warning shot and a justified act of deterrence. But not everyone in Iran is celebrating. Independent voices, particularly among Iranian intellectuals and the diaspora, warn that this action could provoke a massive retaliatory strike and possibly draw the region into a wider war. The concern is relevant and justified. Any misstep from here could result in the involvement of superpowers, including the United States, and could spark broader hostilities across Lebanon, Syria, and the Persian Gulf. The big question now is, what happens next? Israel has vowed a measured but powerful response. Prime Minister's office has said all options are on the table, including precision airstrikes and cyber operations targeting Iranian infrastructure. Meanwhile, U.S. Navy carrier groups in the Mediterranean and Red Sea have been placed on high alert, and the U.S. Central Command has authorized the movement of Patriot missile batteries into key areas like Kuwait and Qatar. Experts warn that we're entering a new phase in Middle East military doctrine where long-range, non-nuclear, high-precision ballistic missiles play the starring role in shadow wars. It's no longer about fighter jets dogfighting over desert skies. It's now about stealth, satellites, speed, and strike capabilities that can change regional balances in minutes. One defense analyst from Rand Corporation noted that this strike represents the moment Iran's missile deterrence policy officially became missile diplomacy. In other words, Iran is now using its missiles not only for war but for message sending, power signaling, and leverage creation in international negotiations. So where does that leave the people? As usual, civilians on both sides suffer the most. Schools across central Israel have been suspended. Airports in Tel Aviv have reduced operations. In Iran, internet restrictions have increased, possibly to control narratives or prevent backlash. The situation remains incredibly fluid, with more updates expected in the coming hours. The Khyber missile strike is not the end but the beginning of a dangerous new chapter. And here on Auto Big 8, we'll continue following it closely. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe to Auto Big 8 for the latest updates on military technology, geopolitical analysis, and everything that shakes the balance of power in the world. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Is this the start of a bigger conflict? Or is it a warning that will pull both sides back from the brink? Stay sharp. Stay informed. Stay with Auto Big 8.